This is A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, y'all.
What's up? Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes, and we got a full house tonight. Okay, in the building we have Trice J and CC. That's the baby. We have Josh.
Yeah, she here.
We have Eli.
What is good, y'all?
We are so excited to bring to you another episode of A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, the place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. But before we begin, please remember to follow our social media on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications.
Yeah, all that.
That's a
Now,
must.
before we talk about Survivor, because we had another good episode, Survivor is really doing well. I'm so proud of them. We got to talk about Love is Blind, because this season here is giving. It is giving, and I'm
That's
so
what Seattle does.
Kinda. It's doing all right.
Because these last two seasons, I was just so over the franchise. I thought it was time for them to wrap it up, and because it was just foolishness. Honestly, nobody from season 2 are together. There are a couple people from season 3 that's still together. One of them probably shouldn't be.
Stockholm syndrome.
Exactly. And so I'm just like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do for this new season?
What we gonna do now?
Right. What the heck we gonna do now? But I'm enjoying it. What you think about it so far, Treese?
I'm a fan of this season because it's a mess. Mm-hmm. And when we watch reality TV, we automatically know that some mess is gonna happen. The only two couples that I'm rooting for is Brett and what's a girl name?
Tiffany.
Brett and Tiffany. That's it. Everybody else don't need to be married. Everybody else needs to go mind their business. Everybody else just need to be entertaining enough so we can watch and enjoy it. But the rest of these couples are a mess. I mean, agree. The whole thing with Kwame and Micah and who the girl? He's Chelsea. That Micah is a mess. First of all, let's talk about Micah.
Her and her evil stepsister Irina, they both just trash. I'm sorry.
First of all, man, I wanted both of them to get food poisoning in Mexico. I wanted both of them to. Because
go home with diarrhea.
Exactly that. Because both of them two, that's exactly what I would call them. Evil stepsisters. Evil 1 and evil 2. Thing 1, thing 2. Exactly. And they act like they mean girls, like they the prettiest people on the cast.
I mean.
Oh, don't you dare!
No, you lie.
You better not even.
I'm gonna say, for y'all to be talking this mean and y'all being bitches, you need to relax.
They thought they was giving America's Next Top Model.
Listen, they thought you was giving America's First Boot is what it was. You doing all that talking and you at the bottom of the barrel at the bottom.
So you mentioned, so let's talk about Kwame and Chelsea first. The couples that made it out of the pods are Brett and Tiffany. That's who we're all rooting for. That's our flagship. We finally got a flagship couple to really root for again, and that we wholeheartedly believe in. So that's
they better stay together and be in love forever.
And still better be when they get to the reunion.
Better be.
Then we have Marshall and Jacqueline, or Jackie. She goes by Jackie. Then we have Kwame and Chelsea. And then we have Micah and Paul. And then Zach and Irina. Starting, we already said Brett and Tiffany. Love them from the jump. I'm super glad that they found each other. They're both around the same age, because I know Tiffany was worried about.
Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, she like what, 35?
She 36, he 35.
And I'm like, is that old?
It's not old, but you know how some of these people in the world be like, you passed your prime and you ain't no good.
Especially on reality TV.
Right.
Listen, when she said that, I felt some type of way about it because I just turned 34, right? And I just got engaged.
Come on.
If y'all forgot. And like, we not even deciding to get married for another like year and a half, 2 years. I'm gonna be almost 36, 37 when I get married. So I'm like, is that old? And I'm like, that is kind of oh. She
Kinda.
really put it in front of me. I said, oh, well, I guess we're going to be an old little couple.
But you also got to keep in mind,
newlyweds.
you got to keep in mind, though, she doesn't have kids, so you got kids. So you didn't already, y'all skipped some steps. And
we fornicated early. We fornicated very early. It was fun, though. It was fun.
Oh, God. Anyways, they found each other because she was worried about, being the older couple. I will say, I think this season has done a lot better because everybody is more mature. A lot of the cast is like 30s-ish. Nobody's yeah, they are. Like, I feel like there's only like one or two.
No, when you said the more mature.
Oh, right. Because
they tried.
Some of them. But they found each other. Their stories were really powerful, especially Brett's story. I won't go into detail. Y'all just need to go watch the show because there's a lot. But it's a really powerful story. I will say, though, I thought she was going to lose out because Siston fell asleep on this man while he was pouring out his heart.
Man, when I tell you I was hollering, he was in there and he went back to the boy. He was pissed. He done poured out his heart and she didn't say nothing. And the crazy thing is, I think he thought she was just sitting over there like, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
He said, hello? Hello?
She was out.
She was knocked out.
Cat nap.
I would have just been like, maybe she left and went to the bathroom and I didn't hear her. Like, his first thought was like she was just sitting there.
I thought they were, when they came back, because, they went on a cliffhanger with her just knocked out on the couch. And they come in with the girls waking up like, come on, girl, get up. And they start singing an Usher song, and she got up right on along with him and started singing. I thought it was going to be revealed that she had narcolepsy or something. I was like, oh, okay, then that makes sense.
No, sis was just tired.
Somebody pointed out, though, that there was like a half bottle of like liquor on the can. They was like, that's what took out that tequila.
Oh, probably.
So that's
tequila do something to you, hear me?
It did something to her because she was knocked out. But she was able to recover. They made up and things are fine with them as so far as we can see. Then we have, let's see, Marshall and Jackie. Marshall is funny. All I can say, he's hilarious because it was between him and Josh.
Marshall is corny.
He's a little goofy. He's silly. I'll give him that. And corny. Oh my gosh. Anyway, him and Jackie started building a little connection, but she was like, Josh want me too. Basically, he was telling me that he's going to pack up all his bags and leave if he can't have me. And Marshall was like, you need me to help you pack? Because I'll help you go get your bags right now. If that's what it is.
Baby, he said he going to get his woman.
Exactly. He basically said, I'm not leaving without you. And so he did eventually beat out Josh and he did get Jackie. Except for when they got to the, the honeymoon, I was kind of iffy about them because Jackie was being really emotional about some stuff going on at home. We don't know yet what that is, but he was being, a really firm, solid foundation for her. So I love that he brought some stability. And I think that she needs somebody like him because she keeps saying, I need you. But does she want you? That's the question.
Jackie is giving, I need to speak to a therapist and not go on Love is Blind. That is what it sounds like to me. Like, I think she needs to work out whatever situation she got going on at home, and then you come on the show looking for love.
And I don't know how reality TV producers can always find people like that. I swear, every single show, every single season, no matter what, there's always someone that's like, you should be in therapy.
Like, you shouldn't be here. Yes.
Like, the last place you should be is in front of the whole world to see.
Yep.
But
she going through something, child.
She is.
I hope they tell us what it is, because I want to know. What you in that bathroom crying for? I want to know.
Because at first I was just like taken aback because it was just out of nowhere. Yeah. And I almost started to pull out my DSM-5.
Not the DSM.
So for those who don't know, that's like our book of like mental health disorders in there. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that she has one. I won't ever diagnose anybody because I don't know her. But I was just like, the therapist in me was kind of like, ooh, let me go. Let's see what, because try to line up some of these symptoms and things that she's exhibiting.
Right.
Well, hopefully they work that out, but I don't know because in the previews they talking about they ain't been sleeping together, and I think I don't know if that's gonna work out for them.
I wonder if it's him or her.
I don't know, because I don't know if you caught it when they first got to Mexico. He asked you like, so how do you feel about being intimate and waiting till like?
Oh yeah, he was ready for that time, huh?
I don't know.
Jacqueline was.
It felt more like he was apprehensive about it because he was like, what about being intimate? Are we gonna wait? She's like, oh no, I got it. You do. She did the whole car situation. You got to test out a car.
I was gonna say, sound like she was ready for that thing.
Yeah.
But Marshall, no, Marshall might not be into Jacqueline like that. So we gonna see.
We'll see. Because then they did come out. She was like, "Oh yeah, that when they eventually did do it, I was so sore." I was like, "Okay, that's a lot."
Wait, so they did hook up?
They did on the honeymoon. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah. They did.
Okay.
So here comes the real drama. After we get those are the least drama-fied couples. We got this love triangle sort of diamond because you got Micah, who was with Kwame. They was feeling each other. Kwame was really feeling her. He was gonna propose to her. He really wanted Micah, but she didn't really want him because she found out that Amber, another girl in the pods, was feeling Paul. And so to spite Amber, she basically tricked Paul into saying no to Amber and cutting it with Amber. And she told Kwame no and cut it with him so she can go get Paul. And so that's how Micah and Paul got together because she manipulated both of them.
I'm gonna say Micah manipulated the mess out of Paul because Paul was like, okay.
Because she basically was saying like, why do you want somebody like that? You know, exactly. She was like, we fit so well together, and I know you get the other connection, but why wouldn't you want to see where this goes and type stuff like that? And so she tricked him into feeling bad. So he dumped Amber, who he should have chosen.
That's who he should have chose for sure.
And she broke up with Kwame. And he was just devastated. Like he just couldn't believe that she said no. And then so he went back to Chelsea. Like Trice said, that was his second option. And so they started to rebuild. So it wasn't a back-to-back, oh, I was going to propose. I got broken up with, let me propose to you. She basically put him on a trial. Was like, no, we're gonna keep whatever, go back to where we were. And
Chelsea was second choice.
She was. I agree. And so he ended up choosing Chelsea, proposed to her. She said yes. But then we get to Irina, Bliss, and Zach, another love triangle. Because Zach,
Irina, I wish how can I make this sound nice? I don't like Irina. I'm gonna just say that.
No,
I had to take a pause moment.
Trash, garbage.
Oh my god, trash. There are a lot of people on the whole entire. Like, if I had to pick people out of all the seasons I've seen, was it been this fourth season? Mm-hmm. She is probably one of the top, if not one person I hate from Love Is Blind.
She up there with Shake.
Yes. Yeah. she's the female. Yes. She is the woman that I hate the most.
She's diabolical. So one thing about her and Micah, we called them the evil stepsisters. These girls will be after Micah manipulated Paul into breaking up with Amber, they went over there, was laughing about her crying, and they want to fake like they care, and was over there listening to her crying and laughing about it. And they would just be making jabs at all type of stuff with the girls, and they were just skimpering around. And then when it came time for Zach to choose between Bliss or Irina, well, it was Zach's birthday, right? Bliss remembered his birthday and made him cupcakes. And here go Irina, completely forgot it was his birthday. He was like, oh, can I borrow a candle? And she was like, no, why would I give you a candle? I would have
said no.
And so Irina and she was like, don't ruin the surprise. She
made it a whole big deal.
She made a whole big, went to Zach and was like, it's somebody in the pods, I don't want to say, but you have another connection with, and they kind of got upset with me and started all this drama over this.
No, you started the drama.
And then she was like, oh, happy birthday. I'm going to be honest, I forgot it was her birthday. And for him, I guess it was just totally okay because he just forgot that she forgot his birthday. Because Bliss comes in and Bliss, brings him the cupcakes or whatever. And he's like, oh my gosh, you're so thoughtful. And then she gets into it. She was like, honestly, the whole drama thing, I don't like drama, but I just want you to know, like, I just don't think Irina's a good person. And I know that you have your own connection with her, but I live with her. And I want you to know that she's just not a good person. Mm-hmm. And I knew Zach pulled away from her in that very moment. And I low-key think it's because in that one, her name is Bliss, but two, I think he knew she was black, and he was like, well, I'm just going to choose Irina because that's just...
Is Bliss black?
She mixed, but the way she was talking. Well, I don't know. She black to me.
She do look like she got something in her though. I didn't know it was black.
And I think
people always say that. Yeah, she got a little something. And by black people, I mean me.
We asked our resident biracial friend here. No, just playing.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
He can pick him out. He got a biracial radar.
Oh my god.
But I think, and that's just, maybe it's just me, but I know I talked to other people, and I just kind of feel like in that moment when she was basically dragging Irina, he was kind of I know this is a sister, and I don't know if I want to deal with all of this. And so he subverted to his unconscious biases, I believe, and chose Irina.
I'm going to go back and look at that conversation.
Yes, because even after Irina, Bliss had a conversation with Irina. She was like, listen, I don't want no drama. We here for Zach, not for each other. Like, let's dead it. Let's squash it. She even told Zach this, and she was like, that's just not who I am. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings if I felt like, because I told you, he felt like she told him that he has bad judgment and character if he chose Irina. And did. In hindsight, it's 2020 because he did choose Irina.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, he's like, I just feel I can trust her. I can confide in her. I said, the woman who forgot your birthday, you trust her over the woman who had a whole surprise and everything planned for you?
Somebody that in such short time that remembered such a detail from me would have automatically been like on my radar.
Exactly.
You just tried to piggyback off of what she did for me for my birthday.
Yeah. And to make it worse, after they get to the honeymoon phase, they in Mexico. This girl, well, before when they met, she said, you look like a cartoon character. She told this man that to his face because he was just staring at her because he was just like,
bro, when they first met. With her.
Yes, he was like just staring at her in awe because he was just in awe. I don't know why he thought she was cute, but he did. And he was like, you're not saying nothing. She was like, you just look like a cartoon character. I don't know what it is.
And she knew that wasn't no compliment.
And
it was not no compliment. Yeah, she doubled down on it too. Like
she did. She was like, I don't know, you're kind of funny looking, or something like that. She wanted to call this man ugly so bad. She did.
Listen, if he ugly, you ugly too. 1 and 2, y'all should be together then.
Exactly. And it's not. Zach didn't even look bad. He just looked regular to me. That's honestly what it is. He just looked regular. And so the whole honeymoon, she didn't talk to him. She didn't want no hug to be hugged. She didn't want no kiss. She didn't want to do nothing.
It was so weird.
Talking about his looks. It
was secondhand embarrassment.
It was.
I was like, watching on my couch, like, this is uncomfortable.
And I wanted to feel bad for him, but I couldn't because it's like Bliss told you. She tried to tell you. And then he wanted to get there and be like, I know I chose wrong. And so he did gag her a bit, though. He was like, you know what? This whole time I was thinking about somebody else anyway. And she said, oh, yeah, I was. He was like, yeah, I know. And it's your best friend's man. Which is Paul. So Micah,
yeah, that's crazy too.
So Irina and Micah, they're the evil stepsisters. And Micah chose Paul. But Irina, her best friend, quote unquote, want Paul because when they met up, she was like, "Oh my gosh, Paul is exactly what I was looking for."
And she just attracted to him. You don't know that man.
So she all in Paul face and leaving Zach in the dust, and you got Micah all in Kwame face, Kiki Ken rubbing on his beard. He holding her hand in front of Chelsea, might I add.
All types of mess, man.
It's just, and we can go on and on, but this ain't a line podcast, so I'm gonna leave it right there. I just know, unless you got some more stuff to add, Trice, I just know these previews got some mess coming. You got Micah getting into it with Irina because she had the nerve, because they did break up, her and Zach. He said, we ain't get on this plane together. We going our separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
She got the nerve to go to Micah and tell her that she want her man. So that pissed Micah off. So I'm loving to see the evil sisters fight. You got Micah going back in front of Kwame talking about, are you happy? Are you truly happy? Is this really what you want? You have Josh from the pods coming back with Jackie and Marshall saying, well, choose me right now. If you don't want to keep going with him, I'll
wait, I ain't see that part.
Yes,
sorry,
he said, choose me.
Seriously.
That's what I said too, CC. Because I was like,
I didn't see that part. Ooh, yes. Yeah, these little episodes gonna eat. It's gonna be messy.
And then, of course, they trying to fabricate like Tiffany and Brett got some problems. They ain't got no problems.
They ain't got no problem. They love each other, and they gonna have babies and get married.
That part. So, now that we got that out the way, the what we here for, Survivor 44. Now, y'all.
Not you click back in. Bye. Get on my nerves.
Let me sip my little tea first. This episode, again, like I said, it was a good episode. And so we start off with Tika coming back from Tribal Council, you know, Carolyn and Josh blindsided Yam Yam and Sarah and took out Sarah. So we get back to camp and you got Yam Yam and Carolyn going back. He's like, well, I just don't feel like, I don't understand why you didn't tell me. You could have told me and I would have went you. She was like, I don't know, but I just felt like y'all were going to just pull me along and I was tired of being the backseat driver. She basically like, listen, I got my own driver's license, okay? So I'm going to drive the car when I feel like it.
Listen.
And so them going back and forth was really good because it was like, dang, it's sad to see because we know they had this bond. You could tell they cared for
They were tight.
You can tell.
From week one, they were tight, fought for each other.
It was. And so it was kind of sad to see them like kind of going back and forth, but it's also like it's the game. So it's like, dang, it happens. And so you have that going on. Then they go to Ratu. And here go Matthew. He talking about he's feeling close to Carson, so he feel like he can tell Carson all the things that's going wrong in his life and boo hoo hoo this and boo hoo hoo that, and he's talking and he's crying and being emotional. And then you have Kane and Carson, they're bonding, they're nerding out. And what you call it?
Kane have been here too long. I don't want them to bond at all, man.
That's nerd gang right there. That's nerd gang. Star Trek, Star Wars, that's Lord of the Rings, every little thing.
Nerd gang is hilarious.
Pokemon. They was talking about Pokemon. They was just like
Star Wars. Randomest questions.
Oh my god.
And they was like, oh my gosh, like, this is what I've been looking for. Everybody just want to talk about food because we hungry.
Yes, it's all back to back to back. It's like they were nonstop talking about nerd. Like every single nerd thought that popped into their mind. They didn't even think about talking about game or anything. They're just like, wait, Lord of the Rings. Oh, based on Lord of the Rings. Did you watch The Hobbit? What was your favorite scene in that? Like, hold up, slow down. We got like 20 more days out on this island. We got all the time to talk about
it. It's like, relax.
They done been and ran through all the series before they even get to the next, the next day because they all of course talking. But I like to see, even though I'm not a fan of Kane, I did like to see the little nerdy side of them come out and whatnot. Yeah. So I'll give them that. And then
I bet it was nice for Kane because I feel like Kane's kind of been feeling on the outs on that tribe ever since they went that first tribal council.
And he needs to feel on the outs.
He needed to go home.
I want him to go home.
I wanted him to go home. But now apparently he ain't going nowhere. So unfortunately. And then obviously, there was a lot of focus on Matthew's shoulder too. At the beginning, he was kind of just kept talking about it and talking about it. And I didn't really feel no sympathy for him. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Not a bit.
But we'll talk about this later. Then we go to Soka tribe. Here they go back on the beach, doing their little morning meditations and breathing in and breathing out and all of this jazz.
Yeah, I could have left that out the show.
They could have left all of Soka out, honestly, except for like the little bitty part. They have Jamie thinking she's good with them because she's like, I just can't. I love this tribe so much. We're doing yoga. We're doing this and this and that.
The yogi met her people. The yogi met her people. Yeah. I'm sick.
Oh, yogi.
It wasn't supposed to go like that.
The yogi. Oh my god.
Oh my god. He said I'm sick.
Jamie should be having this much fun. She was supposed to be first boot. What happened?
Listen, because she was going. Listen, had they went to the tribal council last week, she would have been going home. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I'm like, something about Soka, they sure know how to make the person who going home feel like they good. Because she's like, I love this tribe. I fit in perfectly. I wish I would have been here from the jump. Do you? Because they would have took you out. That's what it sound like. And so she's over here, building bonds, and the showmans, of course, get their little segment, and they're like, oh, Jamie doesn't know we're close, so this is going to be beneficial for us moving forward. And so they keep in. And yeah, Soka didn't really give us much. Didn't see Heidi, which I didn't care to see her anyway, so that's fine. I'm going to give a shot. Heidi going to always get lashes because what she did to Claire.
We giving too many lashes. What? Can't get lashes. Jamie is.
I don't think we give it enough.
Line them up.
Josh, we just waiting on you because Trice gave Kane lashes, Eli gave Jamie lashes, and I just gave Heidi some. So I wonder who you saving your lashes.
We're gonna see where the spirit leads me.
Okay. But the spirit is leading the podcast to go back to Yam Yam and Josh. And at this moment in the game, Yam Yam is feeling on the outs. He feels like Josh and Carolyn are coming for him. And then Josh is kind of scared. So he decides to make a fake idol. And he pulled some beads together and made a fake and told Yam Yam. And then he showed him the parchment paper from his idol that he got from the journey. And so Yam Yam believes that he has this idol. So Yam Yam's like, oh my gosh, well, I got to do everything I can to throw Carolyn under the bus. I'll call her Carol. She's going to be Carol today. Carol under the bus.
Sister Carol.
Sister Carol, there we go. Throw her under the bus because I'm trying to stay in this game. And so they start bonding and they start talking about, coming out and their stories of coming out. And it was a nice little touching moment. And I like that they were bonding, but it was all game for Yam Yam, I believe, because he was just like, I just needed him, whatever.
Hey, yo, Yam Yam cutthroat on the cool.
Oh, yeah. Whatever crumbs I can give to stay in this game. That's
Listen, Yam Yam trying to get that check.
He is.
And so it was nice to see him. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I don't blame him. You do what you got to do. You relate to people on what you can relate to. Y'all both homosexuals. Y'all can relate on that.
Why you saying like that, Josh? Y'all both homosexual.
It's giving Terry Joe.
That's okay. I was trying to think like, where is that coming out of my memory?
How did she say it, Josh? Say how she said
homosexual.
Homosexual.
Shout out to Terry Joe.
Shout out to Terry Joe. The queen of TikTok.
Oh, Jesus.
And so they had a little bonding moment, whatever. And I was like, oh, that's cute. But if y'all go to tribal again, you still got to go home, Yam Yam, because because Carol, I don't know why I wanted Josh's age, maybe because he's black, but I don't know. Josh, the idol thing made me believe in him, his game a little bit better. And so maybe that's why I decided.
You sure about that?
He did try though. He did
try.
And although it was in vain, but he tried. But anyways, he got caught. And we'll get into that. But so, yeah, they had a little moment, whatever. Then we get to our immunity challenge. And it's a pretty decent layered challenge. I think it looks fun, honestly. Where they have to, go over the little thing with the bucket of water, get the bucket of water, go over the little mat, the thing that flips like a cedar. What do you call it? Teeter-totter. There we go. And it's a net, so it's like you also don't want to get tangled up in it. So I don't know how they don't get tangled up in that.
Wait, hold on. The holes ain't that big.
Oh, were they?
Why don't they make teeter-totters anymore at playgrounds?
They dangerous. Shoot, people be like,
I got a 7-year-old
jumping on each other. They be making people
if you get that one skinny child on one end,
you see the
child that's built like me, that child gonna go flying. They're gonna have brain contusion.
No, I just realized I haven't seen one. And like where I live, there's a park literally on every other street. And so I've been doing this thing where I'm like, we gonna go to all the parks so we can see which one we like the best. And we done been to like 7 or 8 of them, and not one of them have a teeter-totter. That was like my childhood. I know we getting off topic, but that's what I do best.
What?
Them things that you go and spin around, like I don't remember what it's called. The closest thing is like a merry-go-round.
And then teeter-totters like that.
Yeah, that's the thing that you spin around, like you see in cartoons.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. I don't know the name of it. I don't see those.
Because that thing be launching people. You gotta hold on. A little kid ain't got grip strength.
Yeah, I'm just saying now. I think that it is.
They're looking like Gushing Matthew.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. And so
okay, go ahead.
We're at the immunity challenge.
I need to come up with a banner like Trice goes off topic.
That's what she does, y'all. You've been with us for 6 seasons.
I do.
It's what she does. And so
postpartum brain.
So honestly, it was a really great challenge because the teams were neck and neck the entire way through, you got Tika getting out of the little obstacle course first, and then Vatu right behind him, then Soka. Then they all getting over the little teeter-totter net, and then they all get in the water, getting, buckets of water, getting them in, getting out. I think they all got them there in 2, or at least that's what they showed us. 2 rounds, they things fall, the cages fall, and then they get to work on a little maze puzzle thing where 2 people are guiding the ball down the maze. Clearly this was Ratu and Soka's challenge to win, because Soka gets in immediately. Then Ratu gets 1. Then Soka almost gets 1 and falls. Ratu gets 2. Tika is yet to get a ball yet. And you got Carolyn in the back like...
That's true. Bro, Carolyn was stressed. Lord.
She knew.
She knew. But as soon as they landed one, she was like, thank you, Jesus. They got the ball. And we go,
bro,
be all
I
right.
love Carolyn, man. Everything she do, I love.
Oh, she's amazing. It's been her show since the season started. So
it's the Carolyn show.
It's honestly, it's her game to lose at this point in the public's eye.
Yeah, honestly, it is.
If we ever had the chance to vote, she would win this game unanimously, hand down. Makes no difference. She would win this game if we voted. And so eventually Ratu sinks the 3rd ball, so they're safe. I'm like, good. Lauren and Carson safe. We up. Then I just didn't see Tika coming back.
Nah.
So Soka wins 2nd place. Tika going back to tribal
again.
And
what's
so
this, 3 in a row? 3 in a row? 3 in a row? All I know is they're struggling.
It is 3 in a row.
Listen, L after L after L after L, man.
And another L on top of that.
And then another one. And so before we get to like what happens at camp with who they feel like they're going to be voting off, Jeff is like, all right, Ratu, I need y'all to choose 3 people to go on the journey. The people who are selected are Brandon, Carolyn, and Danny. Which people pointed out that these were the 3 people who actually got the keys to the bird cages.
Oh, did
I even peed.
Yeah, I saw the tell. I was like, oh my God, like this could be y'all onto something. And so they go on this journey and they get there and it's like, you're not risking a vote. There are no advantages. Just have you a nice little relaxing lunch. And they're like, oh my God, we get to just chill. So they got to just chill.
I would love that. Give me some.
Survivor doesn't set them up though. Everyone gets an advantage, and you get a little brunch. That's it.
Hold on. Do you think, now that you mentioned that all 3 of them already had the advantage, do you think they switched up once they picked the people? It was like, we got to do something because they don't want to stack.
I doubt it because there's already 80 million advantages.
You think it was already set up?
Yeah,
I think this is gonna be the one to be like the red herring. Just to go like, oh, you're just gonna have a lunch.
Right.
No advantages, no nothing. Because it's gonna throw people off because the whole past 2 seasons we see you go
everybody
there,
knows somebody coming back.
Right, with something.
Yeah, everybody thinks
coming
they
back with something. But like they said, you coming back with something.
Well, they did come back with something. They came back with some knowledge.
That's true.
Because Caroline dropped the bomb that Josh, when he came into the tribe, he had an idol that was only good up before the merge. So then they're able to put Brandon and Dan were able to put 2 and 2 together. Like, wait a second, that means Carson got an idol, and that means Jamie got an idol.
Exactly. And so that was, I was like, okay, Carolyn, you better spill it to give, sprinkle a little tea out there, try to, but it did no good because not too long after that, they started broing it out and
the boys
talking to, like she wasn't there, and she just, the faces that she make, and I love that she stayed on their necks.
Yeah.
Josh is making the eyes that she was making.
This is where my last one gonna come in. How does white man Danny gonna say people like us don't always win? Okay, Harry Styles winning over Beyonce.
Bar for bar, what he said.
Not the example.
This game, the first person to win this game was one of you. What the hell are you talking about?
One of you.
The one who won the season before you is what? No,
exactly.
Jesus.
You talk about people like you don't win. This game was made for you. What you talking about?
Clearly. And she was like, what you mean? And Carolyn called her, what you mean players like us, like you? Because
what is a white man?
Well, and then the answer, we know us physically strong players, we have this hard road in the game. And she's like, I gotta go. I worked hard to get where I'm at too. And then here they go, still talking. They're like, oh yeah, when we get to merge, we're gonna get together, and they're just looking at each other. She's like, still here? Like,
am I included? Please, no.
Like literally, she was just like, and what about me? He's like, oh yeah, we're good with you, and then go right back to what they were doing. And they basically told her, well, we don't know what you're capable of. You haven't proven yourself as a capable competitor.
Like, why would you tell me that?
They said, we'll take you as the GOAT. You're the GOAT of this season, when she's been putting in probably the most work.
Right. Yeah. He literally said that. Thank you. Like, he literally said that you're just honestly somebody to keep around. Oh, is that so?
I would have said bet.
She did.
I would have went back so many stories.
She said they're discounting me because they don't think I'm a competitor. They don't think that I have any value in this game, pretty much. She said, but let me just say this. I will make the merge. Okay. That was her. She will make the merge.
And gosh dang, Brandon, he's the one who opened the cage in front of everyone and had to use his idol day one. Like, and he was sneaky. Like, he could have had an idol that no one knew about.
Right.
Danny's doing all right. Danny's actually cooking.
He is, but he's gonna be cooking himself off the island. He keep up his foolishness that he's doing.
Listen, I need production to interfere. I am
why
like
you
that.
want? I mean,
I need Danny to go home.
He will.
I don't know. People like him never win, Trice. You never want to see people like him win. That's great. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I rooted for one of those types.
Right. Those type of players.
All we know is both of them were Jonathan fans, and both of them were sick when Jonathan got voted out.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And so that little lunch was revealing to Carolyn and opened her eyes to how instead of them taking this opportunity to really build a true bond with all three of them going into the merge, they decided to oust her and ostracize her, make her an outcast, a pariah. And
there is one thing I'm wondering that maybe they didn't show in the edit, or maybe I was wondering, like, if I was Carolyn, I would be asking Danny for intel on Josh. Like, what can you tell me about Josh? What do I need to know about Josh that I need to consider going into this vote tonight? Because how was he?
Exactly. I would have been getting tea. Come on.
Because on the trial with 3, I'm just thinking, I'm just going to assume since Caroline is Carolyn that she probably did ask, but maybe the answer wasn't too juicy or anything and didn't make the episode.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if she didn't do that, I feel like that would be a major misstep, especially on a tribe of 3 where she knows she has an idol for show. Yeah. So she can go and make whatever the best decision is for her to go and ask about Josh, try to get intel on him. Because she knows she's been there with him since the beginning. Josh just came here 2 days ago.
And maybe honestly, that's why she did and they didn't show it. But at the end of the day, she didn't. Maybe she got what she got all the information she needed in terms of the move she wanted to make. Because when she got back, she was like, these boys basically hinted that they want to work with Josh and bro it out with Josh. He gotta go because I don't want to deal with that come to merge.
Right.
And she said, I know Yam Yam and I have had our difficulties, but at this point, that's who I gotta go with. I gotta get back with Yam Yam. And so they get back and she basically was pleading with him. Basically, she told both of them, she's like, yeah, they said they want to be bros. And Josh, they said you in it. Yes, you part of the bros. And so she wanted Yam Yam to know, if you keep him, you're going to be out soon because they don't want you. Because you don't fit the criteria. Because you're not a muscly. I'm sorry, Yam Yam. You're not muscly. You're not a super physical threat. So you don't, you're not their type. You're not their type.
You don't fit in that mold.
Exactly.
And I feel like that definitely going to sit in with Yam Yam, especially considering I always talk about his story about coming out feeling like he wasn't good enough. I was like, I know Carolyn probably wasn't privy to that conversation, but her bringing that up was like, dang, how is she so unintentionally like doing all the right things?
It's intentionally. That's what it is. We can't always call it unintentional.
Well, I'm just saying in that context of like knowing that that's like a kind of like something to his core of like not feeling like good enough or like not being like enough like for the gay community is like, if you feel like in the game that they weren't going to work with him because they don't feel like he's like enough to like contribute to their alliance, that is some powerful like tools of persuasion there.
Right.
Yes. That some powerful cosmic forces at work on Carolyn's behalf, because I think she had a conversation with Yam Yam after Josh and Yam Yam because they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." Josh was like, "I'm good. We're good. Cool." But she had to like when she mentioned the whole bros thing, that triggered Josh to kind of be like, "Well, I am safe, so they're right about that because I have an idol." And Carolyn's like, "Let me see it."
Man, when I tell you I was so tickled.
And Yam Yam was like, "Well, I saw the parchment paper. She still can't pull it out." And he pulls out the note. And she's like, "This is the paper I read 2 days ago. Who he think he fooling?" And in that same moment, he hands the beads, the idol, to Yam Yam. And Yam Yam looking at these beads, he got them in his hand. He said, "Are these the tree mail beads?"
Ain't this tree mail?
And Josh said, "No, it's not." He was like, "Yes, these are the tree mail beads, Josh." And then it started falling off.
Man,
I would have said, "Josh, let's go take a walk to tree mail and let's look and see what these are at."
Josh was getting clocked left, right, from the back, from the front. I would have been
diagonal, in reverse.
They clocked his
He's talking about, "Wait, give me mine. Don't mess it up." That little raggedy item. That ain't real.
Y'all know them little candy bracelets with the candy where you can like perk it up in?
Little candy necklaces. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
And they started. Oh my God. I was
Jesus.
like, this man, here he go. From what happened to be a brilliant plan turned out to backfire because that cast so much doubt with Yam Yam was like, "Oh, if he gonna make this fake idol, can I really trust Josh?" And then Carolyn knew at that moment, she, "Oh no, he tried to play us. He gotta go."
And I'd almost give Carolyn even more, I'm gonna call it intentional props in terms of she knows fake idols are in the game. She done gave one out. So she knows fake idols are in the game, and maybe that wasn't her goal.
Exactly.
But if he ain't got the parchment paper, shoot, she knows he might be fake.
And then how is it fake? Because even with him showing her that paper, even if she hadn't seen his old idol's paper, she would know that's not the real one because she got the birdcage idol. So it's like there's only 2 idols that you could have gotten, one from the Advantage when you came here, and then one from the birdcage. And so I know my paper didn't say nothing about no use it before no merge. So that has to be another idol. So just for that to have happened, I think again, the stars are just aligning in her favor. And although it looked a little bleak, I don't know about y'all, because Yam Yam, once again, the tables turn in this game so fast. And that's what I love about Survivor. That
so quick.
Nobody is ever truly safe unless not even when you got an idol, because somebody may snatch your idol or nullify it, even if you play it.
If you do it right.
And so the fact that he went from being the one who could potentially go home and Josh being the deciding vote to Yam Yam finding himself back in the driver's position. He said, "I'm back on top. I have the power again. This is what I like." And then for me, it went back to when Carolyn at the beginning, she was like, Yam Yam just mad because he ain't controlling nothing. He not running the game. He mad. And now he want to boo-hoo-hoo because, I pulled the rug from under him. And he was like, "No, that's not what it is." Only to fast forward, I'm back on top and I get to make the decision.
He was cheese.
And so I'm like, here he go. But so he's like, I don't know if I should do Carolyn or Josh. And so he's back and forth. And now we're at the getting ready close to tribal. What did y'all think was going to happen? Did y'all trust Carolyn was going to, she pulled through with Yam Yam and he was going to stick with her and get out Josh? Or was he going to betray her out of spite and get her out? Because she said she wasn't going to use her idol.
I think, in my opinion, that idol thing, I think Yam Yam was leaning towards voting Carolyn out because he felt that mistrust from that vote last week that he didn't know about. And I mean, as we see in his confessionals, that it really took a toll on him. He was upset. He was pissed about it, right? Mm-hmm. And I think he would have retaliated and, all right, you ain't gonna tell me about the vote. Well, how about I vote you out? So I think the only thing now, if the vote had went through though, I think Yam Yam would have voted Josh out only because of that idol. That idol messed him up. And to me, if I was Yam Yam, if I was like, this ain't no real idol, I'd be like, but we supposed to be looking out for each other, working each other. Why didn't you tell me, what the plan was?
You ain't just trust me.
Exactly. Yeah, right. So yeah, that idol, I think, messed him up. If it wasn't for that idol, I do think Yam Yam would have kept Josh though.
I agree.
I think you're right, but I think part of the reason why Jam Jam was willing to go with Josh was because of the idol. So I think Carolyn kind of sniffed it out, and if she didn't sniff it out, then I think Yam Yam would have believed it. Because what are you doing voting for Josh when it's going to go between you and Carolyn?
Mm-hmm.
So I do think Yam Yam was willing to go with Josh, but the moment that idol was fake is why keep a threat who has allies on the other side, and who Brandon wants to work with him. I don't think he's ever met Brandon. Why does Brandon want to work with him? And Carolyn just said that. So
I don't even know who this is.
Exactly. So in my mind, it should be a simple decision, but Survivor is never a simple game. So
very true.
For me, I don't know. I don't know what it is about me when I watch Survivor, but I always watch the clock when I watch Survivor live. And I would just notice it. I've been watching Survivor. I've been watching Survivor for many seasons, so I know right about the 47-minute mark, that's when they cut the commercial and go to tribal council.
mm-hmm.
And when I see they still at camp, I kind of knew something was.
Eli was saying the same thing.
I thought it was gonna be a boom, boom, boom vote. Like it was. I think it was 9 minutes left.
Yeah,
and we're still talking at camp. And I thought, oh yeah, they figured Josh Shadow, they're gonna quickly go into tribal, talk for 5 seconds, and vote him out.
Now I never got invested in that part because I was just so focused on why they had tribal council yet. They never gonna have no tribal council unless it's in the finale, and they gotta speed it up to save time. But each tribal council at least like 5 minutes long to go and like discuss, question, the voting montage or whatnot, just being all dramatic and stuff. But I was like, hold on now. And plus, I remember, like, I watch a lot of TV. I like subplots, like Survivor always was like the switch and the bait and switch and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So when they didn't reveal what happened with oh boy after the challenge, they didn't get no resolution. I was like,
he knew.
Yeah, because and so thank you for saying that, because yes, before we even got all of the tea with what was going on with Tika, they had a whole montage with Matthew calling out the medics and like my shoulder and it's just not doing well. It's tender and it's I don't want to leave the game. I don't want to leave. I'm going to fight. I've been fighting and pushing through and I know that I can do it and all this stuff like that. And they never, like Josh said, there was no resolution. But
his little raggedy behind shouldn't have been climbing them rocks.
Right, who told you to go up there?
Who told you to go up there?
Now what if there's an idol up there?
There ain't no idol up there.
What if there's an idol?
Now, hold on, if there's an idol up, first of all, they ain't gonna put the idol all the way up there. And then 2, if they gonna put an idol over there, they're gonna tell you that there's an idol over there. And Survivor, when they put an idol in the kind of dangerous spot, they kind of give you clues to tell you where it is.
And they're gonna give you the means to get it. Safely.
Yeah. Listen, because if there's an idol up there, it's gonna stay up there.
Remember when Andrew had to go get a whole damn ladder to climb up and get the idol?
And Mike White was chilling with his wine.
Yep.
He was. Like I'm chilling with my little tea. Mike was over there in his wine.
We know that's wine, Eric. We all know that's wine.
Oh, don't you do me like that.
3rd episode in a row.
Not to zoom in. Ooh.
What's in your mug, Eric?
Screaming. So no, like Survivor, if they're gonna put up there, Trice said it's gonna stay up there. It is.
Listen,
because who ain't gonna be climbing up there is me.
I ain't gonna like y'all gonna judge me for this, but I would have been like, I heard this idol up there. I'm gonna get it.
You gonna send everybody?
Listen, everybody, y'all go get that thing.
See who gonna get that idol, because it ain't gonna be me.
As soon as that first climb up there, I'd be like, hey, medic, better
listen,
hang around.
I told y'all. Laura was watching him. She was sitting up there like this. Oh, you gonna climb up there? You crazy? But I'm gonna let you.
She definitely look like, I know this. I know you lying.
There was legit no reason for him to be up there. Like, what were you looking for?
I mean, they be bored.
He was too excited. He was too excited.
Look, Eli, it was day 2.
What are you gonna do on the Survivor Island?
It was day 2. Eli, it was day 2.
You can't be that bored. You should still be excited.
You just got out there.
I know bro has a weekly membership to rock climbing. He's like, this is an actual rock.
Well, he need to get his money back because he failed. He need to get his money back. The classes, the training, do over.
All of it. Refund.
You failed.
And so we say all that because Jeff pulls up to Tika. And he's like, y'all ready for tribal? Y'all good? Y'all ain't nervous? They're like, we're, on the outside, we look calm, but on the inside, we actually freaking out. And he's like, well, looking for you, well, there will be no tribal council. Matthew was medically evacuated. He decided it was best. He didn't quit. He decided it was best for his health and, move him forward to go ahead and leave the game.
Look, it was crazy for him to climb that mountain, but I got to give it to him. He really thugged it out. He was pulling his weight in those comps with that little broken shoulder arm, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I got to give him props for that.
I thought he was lying because he kept competing in these challenges. I was like, you lying.
I would have been gone. I would have pulled a Jasmine too, like, I'm going to try y'all. Like, I'd have been like, oh yeah, it's hurt.
Oh, I forgot. And that's why I was like, when he was doing, especially when he was doing a slingshot, I was like, how your shoulder supposed to be hurt and dislocated, but you doing slingshots?
And maybe he heard it extra then. Who knows? But no, I would assume that this is a long-lasting thing, and he's just like, hey, my time might not be forever. I'm gonna get these challenges in because I'm not gonna be able to be on next season. Like, I feel like they've rarely brought people back that were medically evacuated, unless it was like a special season. Well, I think Caleb from Big Brother, he was actually someone that got to play twice.
Oh, really?
What you say, Josh?
I said he flopped the second time, though.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a waste of space. Sorry.
Screaming. It's funny. So, yeah, he was... Well, since you brought up BB Cowboy, Beast Mode Cowboy.
Beast Mode.
How Taylor had posed that question, like, how do you think, Survivor players would do on Big Brother? How will Big Brother players do on Survivor?
Hello.
And,
BB Taylor?
Yeah, Taylor Hale.
Oh.
She posted about this last week. And we might as well talk about it because we about close to the end of this show. What do y'all think? What are y'all thoughts? I said that Survivor players would do a lot better on BB than the Big Brother players would do on Survivor. Because
the only moderately successful person from Big Brother to go out to play Survivor was Hayden.
Yeah.
And he made it pretty far, and that he won Big Brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Him and Beast Mode are the only two that have been on there, right?
I think
that sounds right.
Yeah. Those are only two I know of.
I feel like there's been at least one more.
No women?
I can't think of it.
No women.
No women.
Sexist.
Right. Because why y'all haven't... They should have been in this crossover. But that's another whole conversation for another day. But I also...
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
I also mentioned, because I was talking about this on Sheena's Spaces because we were talking about it. But the downside with Survivor being in Big Brother, although they would kill it, after that 26, 39 day mark, they're going to start to lose it because they're not used to being quarantined away for 3 months, So I feel like they're going to hit that burnout period come the end of the first month or so.
Yeah.
However, I slightly disagree because they're going to be able to eat. They're going to be able to bathe. They're going to be able to use the toilet.
I can thug it out as long as I can eat and take a shower.
Yeah.
But I think the thing with Survivor is, for me, because they vote so often, you know who your allies are. I feel like Survivor is more chaotic, but there's more votes to know who's where. I feel like in Big Brother, because it's so slow, you can not know where people are at.
Right.
That's true.
It takes longer to trust people.
Yeah, and that's why I think the longer the game goes, it's going to be really, because they already paranoid. So they have another level of paranoia, and then to throw them into this house where they're stuck together, whereas at least on the island they can walk down the beach and get away from everybody. You can only walk a couple meters to get away from these people. Like,
I will say though, Jeff
doesn't
care. Jeff doesn't care about where you're at. He's gonna throw twists. He's gonna throw chaos. Julie don't be doing none of that. There's no tribal council.
Because Julie don't have no say so. Julie clock in and clock out. Let's be real. That's for another story.
Even Arissa be trying to sprinkle a little bit of drama from BB Kim.
Arissa, I'm mad at you too.
Oh my god.
But we gonna get there.
Yeah, Jeff Probst, he be stirring the pot in them tribals.
Yeah, so. Jeff is the most stirry potty person
messy
on TV. He's very messy. I love
messy.
it.
Messy Jeffy.
Yo.
But Y'all, so yeah, there was no tribal council, so no one was voted
No
off the
woman
island.
was voted out, but still, no men have also been voted out.
Right.
Both men-
I'm voting out Kane. I don't know what it is about him.
I'm voting out Heidi.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
leave my nerd brother alone.
Oh man,
That's nerd.
I
game.
want Heidi gone.
Y'all
She
know
need to
my
go.
pick, Jamie.
Josh, you didn't get nobody no lashes.
Yeah.
Where the lashes at? We
He
getting ready to
gave
wrap up.
Danny. He gave
He
Danny.
did.
Oh yeah,
He
you
did.
did. You did give Danny his lash. You did.
He did.
Yeah, I hope he get blindsided in this new merge with this idol.
Oh,
I hope they get. I don't know how they pull it off. I just hope he just disappeared.
Hope it happened, huh?
Carolyn's idol does its magic. She's getting into the merge. That's what she
Oh my
said.
God.
She is
I
getting
really-
to the merge.
If I had honestly, out of all the people that got idols right now, if I had to pick somebody to do their idol successfully, it's got to be my sis Carol. Man, I love her. Oh,
I
I
need
love
to
her.
see the
I did not
tears. She
pin
gonna-
that in the beginning of the season, but I love her and I need her to make it. I
She
need
gonna
Sister
be
Carol to
crying
survive.
when they gonna be like, vote for Carolyn doesn't count.
Yeah,
Vote for Carolyn doesn't count.
Yes.
Vote for Carolyn
Sierra
doesn't count.
agrees.
Vote for Carolyn
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Now I just gotta ask y'all a question. Now we're looking forward to
She likes
next
them
week the preview that they merging and stuff. And the preview didn't really give much intel like what we could expect. However, remember when Sarah was gone, she had the inheritance advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think it's possible that advantage will go into play within these next couple episodes?
No.
I could see them re-hiding and
everybody
maybe
be
putting
so
up on a
scared.
bench or something. Or maybe.
I feel like they're not gonna do the bench thing no more because the prior seasons they've done that, this cast would have seen.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I
But
guess
I
it's
do-
merged too, so nobody should be sitting out.
Well, for maybe for
That's
like
true.
a reward challenge when there's an odd number of people.
Oh, that's true.
That's when
makes sense.
Liana found hers, or whatever somebody, or when Michaela missed hers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there could be like the little, when everybody's waiting, if they get it, if it's like an elimination type of challenge and they're sitting out,
Right.
it could be something there. But I'm sure it's a merge idol somewhere to be found because, Matthew had an idol. And so, the one that Brandon found was re-hidden. So I'm assuming that this one will be re-hidden because he left home with one.
Will they throw a new idol in the box or in the cage?
I don't know.
Possibly. I don't know, but y'all know one thing about Survivor, they're gonna throw some twists and idols and advantages. So we got quite a few coming. I can tell you that much.
So that's pretty much all we have for you all for this episode. However, next week, like Josh mentioned in the previews, it is the merge, which means we are going to be merging with our sister podcast with Gia. And
This
we
is Gia.
are going to have our good old annual, I want to say annual, but Survivor, annual or seasonal merge round table with Silent Podcast, Gia. So I'm excited for that, and we are excited to bring this to you all. So until next time, we'll see y'all later.
We out of here.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.